Hi.
Alright, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're brand new here, my name is Nikki and this is my book nook and I have some explaining to do. I was doing so good, guys. At the end of last year, the last few months, I really was not buying books. Like maybe one here or there, but just really for the most part, I was like, okay, you have so many books you haven't read on your shelf. You have a Kindle, you have Kindle Unlimited, read some of those books, like get through some of them. And I was doing a great job, like I really was. But then Christmas hit and you know, it's like I got a few Amazon gift cards, so it unleashed something in me. I bought books with my gift cards and then I was like, okay, well, like I can just tack like maybe one or two more onto my Amazon cart and like I'll pay the difference, it'll be fine. Off the rails, guys, completely off the rails. Like this far off the rails. I can't even show you how many books I've bought in the last month and it's really bad. Like I need to stop. I've come to a place where I'm like, you're done, you're cut off. And I'm kind of hoping by making this video, I will come to realize how many books I truly have bought and I will get super excited to read all of them, which I already am. Like all of these books, every single one I am dying to read, but I'm hoping by filming this video, I will get extra excited to read them and I will have no desire to buy any more because it's a problem. But yeah, guys, let's just talk about some of these books that I got and then I guess also like go through my 2023 TBR because every single one of these books is going to be read in 2023. I'm not going through another year where a book sits on my shelf and freaking collects dust for 365 days and I do not read it. That's not happening. New year, new me, new Nikki. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, guys, let's just get into it. Okay, guys, I just laid all of these books out and now that I'm sitting here looking at them, I'm realizing about 90% of them are some form of sports romance. I just love a good sports romance. I love an athletic, manly man, and I especially love a hockey playing man. So let's start first with the 5 hockey romance books I bought. It's absurd, literally absurd. I need to read all of these in literally the next month or two, or this is just not okay. First, I got, I'm so excited for this. This has been all over my Instagram, Mile High by Liz Tom Ford. The concept of this book, I'm just obsessed with. It is basically about an NHL player and the flight attendant that works on his team's plane when they go on away games. So just right off the bat, I'm like, okay, forced proximity, kind of like a workplace romance. Workplace romance is literally my favorite trope of all time. It just hits every single time, especially like with the forced proximity aspect, especially with like the power dynamic of him not being her boss, but like, you know, he's an NHL player and she's just the flight attendant on the plane. And I cannot wait to see what happens with it. And I'm also super excited for this because it was actually written by a flight attendant. That is one of my favorite things. I love when authors write about characters in a profession that they have done before. Like I could honestly make an entire video about that because those books just always hit. They feel so real and genuine and everyone is dying over this book. Like seriously, I've seen a lot of people that aren't even really into hockey romances saying like this is just their favorite sports romance of all time. Like the man in this book, they're obsessed with. And also from what I've heard, the girl in the story is like plus size or curvy. I've just heard that there's like really good representation in it and all the girlies are loving that the girl in this story is just not like kind of every girl you see in a lot of books, which I'm always down for, so I'm very excited to get started on this one. Okay, look, I feel like I'm gonna say that I'm the most excited about every single one of these books that I pick up because I really am so excited for all of them, but this book might have to be the first one that I read because I am just dying over it. I cannot wait. It is called Brutal Obsession by S. Massery. My good friend Ashley messaged me on Instagram about this book because she is not into hockey romances. Like she's into sports romances, sure, but like it's not something she seeks out. Like hockey romance is not her thing. But she's like, Nikki, listen to me. Like this is one of the best books I've read in the last year. Like so obsessed with it. And it just so happens that it is a hockey romance. So I'm like, girl, say less. Like I trust her with everything in me. We both have very similar tastes. We're both massive Penelope Douglas fans. And she's like, this one, it hits. It is a dark, bully, enemies to lovers hockey romance book. I need it. I need it so badly. Look at the cover. It's about a hockey player and I guess like a ballerina, and the guy in the story, from what I know, you know, was like on the way to being like the new, like he's a college hockey player and he was on his way to being like the best rookie in the NHL. Like he has his life set, his career set, and something happens. He's out one night, he ends up meeting this girl and something goes wrong. He ends up spending a night in jail and it totally like messes up everything for him. He has to transfer schools, like his career with the NHL is in jeopardy now. But now at this new school that he's transferred to, it just so happens that that same girl goes to this school. So now he is ready to sort of seek his revenge on her because I guess he blames her for what happened that night. That is all I know, but that is more than enough for me. I cannot wait for this. Okay, next we have Offside by Avery Keelan. I have seen this one going around so much, literally in the last week. Like I bought this book about a week ago and I swear it's been all over my TikTok since then. This is about a girl that is dating a hockey player and he ends up dumping her on her 21st birthday, and pretty much kind of to get back at him, she ends up hooking up with his biggest rival, like his biggest competitor hockey player from their rival team, and I'm just sure craziness ensues. This is a thick book and I am ready for every minute of it. The cover, all of it, it's just giving. Okay, and then these two books. Seriously, I swear the guy in this first book is like everybody's new favorite hockey boyfriend. Like we love Garrett Graham, we love Nathan Hawkins, but the man in Consider Me has been all over all of my social medias. People are so obsessed with him. I don't totally know what this book is about because seriously, I've just seen it recommended so much that I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go into it blind. I kind of like skimmed the synopsis on the back and I guess it's just about some arrogant hockey player that's, you know, a superstar and the girl doesn't want him but is attracted to him, of course. I don't know. That's all I know. I'm not gonna look any further into it because obviously I'm gonna read it. And then Play With Me is the second book in this series and it is about a hockey player and the captain of his team's little sister. I'm so here for it. Literally any forbidden aspect I'm here for. Both of these books are on Kindle Unlimited and I kept telling myself like, just read them on Kindle. Like I'm trying to save money. I'm trying to like take advantage of my Kindle Unlimited membership. But these covers are so beautiful. Literally, if you guys know me at all, put a tree on a book and I'm gonna buy it. So I just knew there's no point. I'm like, just buy the actual books. You know you're gonna love them. You know you're gonna wanna buy them anyways. Save yourself some time and I am super excited to check these out. Okay, so this next book I actually didn't buy. It was sent to me by my friend Ashley, the one I was talking about that recommended me Brutal Obsession. She sent me this book for Christmas, totally surprised me, and I am super excited to check it out. It is called Binding 13. It is the first book in the Boys of Tommen series. She has been raving about this book and about this series. It was her favorite book that she read last year, and it's about like these boys that play rugby. Again, it's another book that I haven't really looked into what it's about because she was just so obsessed with it and I fully trust her. Like she's just telling me you are going to die over this book, die over this series. And I guess there's currently 2 books out in the series and I think the 3rd one is coming out sometime soon in the next few months. So I definitely need to get into this. It is another very thick boy. I got lots of thick books. Oh my gosh, the font is so small. Do y'all see this? Oh my God. Okay, well that's gonna take me 10 years to read, but you know what? Very pumped for it. Okay, I'm gonna do it again where I say like these next books are maybe the ones I'm most excited for because I cannot decide. Y'all, this series, I have like anxiety around reading this duet because I just know I'm going to die over it. I know I'm going to be so obsessed. My friend Morgan is obsessed with these 2 books. Like she never stops talking about them. She posts them on her Instagram a minimum of once a week. Like she just has told me there is nothing like it and there will never again be anything like it. I'm just so ready for it. It is the River of Rain duet by C.E. Ricky. It is Follow the River and After Rain Falls. And this duet, is this not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? First of all, we just talked about trees. We talked about what they do to me. Like you cannot do this. This is so beautiful. Also, I took a sneak peek inside and like the inside of the book is so stunning. Like there's trees within the pages. I'm dying already, but this is an MM Enemies to Lovers romance. It is basically about these 2 boys that are on this football team together, I think in a college, and they do not get along. They constantly are fighting with each other. Like they literally can't even be in the same room. And they are also like the stars of this football team and their coach is over it. Their team is over it. And their coach is like, you know what? You boys need to work your shit out. You need to work together. You're on a team. Like this isn't happening. So he sends them to stay in a cabin in the woods together, like stuck together, totally solitary, the two of them out in the wilderness, so that they can be forced to get to know each other and just figure out a way to get along so that the team can function, basically. And I guess in the wilderness, in these mountains, in this cabin in the woods, lots of things ensue between these boys, and the line between hatred and maybe love, I don't know, gets wiped clean. It's supposed to be insane. Like, Morgan literally is like, Nikki, you don't understand. You're going to die. You're going to die. So I am so excited to start this so soon, but I'm also stressed. You know what I mean? Are you ever like so excited to start something that you just are afraid of it? Like, it genuinely scares me, but I have a feeling it might be one of my absolute favorites of this entire year. Okay, and speaking of my sweet friend Morgan and sports romances, I am so happy to be holding this book in my hands. It is her debut novel. It is called Ruled Out by Morgan Page. It comes out February 3rd, and I was so lucky to be one of the first people to read this book and to see it in my hands after just like talking with her about this for so long, like every little aspect of it, even like down to the cover. Like, we have talked back and forth for so long now. She's really like my writing buddy, my bookstagram buddy. Like, we talk like every single day. So this is a huge deal. It's her first book and she absolutely killed it. Like, y'all, you are going to love this book. It is a forbidden sports age gap romance. Kind of enemies to lovers as well. Definitely enemies to lovers. Lots of angst, lots of tension. It is about a college softball player and her coach. Y'all, so good. Like, this book was so spicy. The pacing of it, just the story. Like, I obviously, like, she's my friend. I knew it was going to be good. I know she has great taste in books, and I figured, you know, she can write a story. I have all the faith in her, but truly reading this, I was like, this book is so, I mean, it feels like it's written by one of the authors that we love and talk about all the time. Like, for being her first book, she did a fantastic job. And just in general, it's so good. I love this story. And it just came out so good. It comes out February 3rd. It's gonna be on Kindle Unlimited, so be on the lookout. Coach Moore, Noxie, he has my heart. Okay, and the last of the sportsy romances that I got, really, that's all, not a big deal. I got the first 2 books in the Bergman Brothers series by Chloe Liese, I'm not sure how to say her last name, but I have seen these all over the place, and honestly, it's just about damn time that I read them because I have FOMO. Like, I feel like I'm seriously missing out. From what I understand, I think there's 5 books in this series, and every book in some form or fashion has to do with sports, or there's like a sports aspect. At least that's what I see from the covers. But the first book is called Only When It's Us. I always like get the names of these confused because they all kind of sound the same. Only When It's Us, and it's about a girl that is a college soccer player and then a boy that's in her class with her. I don't know, seems angsty, seems like there's some tension. I kind of love that the girl is the athlete in the story and the guy is not. Like, I just feel like that's kind of like different and fun. So definitely excited for this one. But what made me get this series is the second book, because as you can see, that is a hockey player on the cover. Like, say less. It is about a hockey player, a professional hockey player, and a woman that is on the staff for his team. Boss bitch and an athlete, literally sign me up. I truly cannot wait. Like, I've heard so many good things about this series and I just think I'm gonna love it. Okay, and then I got the 4th book in the Magnolia Parks universe. It came out during December. It is Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. I've talked about this series so much because it's basically my favorite series of all time at this point. Like, it changed something in me. The minute I opened the first Magnolia Parks book, I don't think I've been the same. Like, it seriously is so freaking good. Short synopsis. It is basically Gossip Girl if it was set in the high society of London. So much drama, so toxic, so crazy, so many characters, so many interweaving plots and stories. It is the most addicting, beautiful, poetic, crazy thing I've ever read in my life. The stories, basically, like the books alternate back and forth between the point of view of this girl named Magnolia Parks and then this other girl named Daisy Hates. They're both in London's high society. Magnolia Parks is really known for her father being like the most famous music producer in this world. And then Daisy Hates is known within society for being from the most notorious crime family. So very different. They are polar opposites from one another, but both of their stories kind of take place at the same time within the same friend group. You kind of see the timelines overlap. Like, it is just done in the most interesting way. Like, I think Jessa Hastings is literally a genius and I cannot get enough. This is another one of those books that I am so excited for that I'm afraid to start it. I'm afraid to be caught up on this series because once I don't have, like, once I know that there's not like that comfort of one of the books on my shelf that I haven't read yet, I think I'm gonna spiral. But also I can't wait any longer. Like, this book is for sure getting read in the next month because I need to know what happens. Okay, this is so random, this book that I ended up buying, but I'm so happy about it. I follow this girl on Instagram named Emily Wittick. She is a cover designer. She's designed so many covers that you know. Sophie Lark is someone she designs for, Scarlett St. Clair. I think she even designed this book. I'm almost positive. Offside, Avery Keelan. Like, she's really just all over the place. She's huge at this point. But she did a cover redesign for this series called the Honey Mountain series. And I just saw her post it and I was like, those are the cutest books I've ever seen. Like, they were beautiful. They looked like works of art. I think there's 6 books in the series or 5, something like that. But I just saw it and I was like, what is that? I had to know about it. And so I went and found the book on Amazon and it had like thousands and thousands of reviews, like tens of thousands of reviews, and was at basically a full 5 stars. And of course the cover before the redesign was one that had people on it. It was not cute. Like, I never in a million trillion years would have picked that book up, but you know, seeing the reviews were so good. I didn't like sit there and read the reviews, but I kind of skimmed and people were just like dying over the series. Like, they said it was so good. But anyways, this is the first book in the series. It is called Always Mine by Laura Pavlov. It is just so pretty. I mean, this is like something that should be hanging in a museum, and every book in the series kind of looks like this, but is a different color. Just so obsessed with it. I don't totally know what the deal is with this series. I don't know if every book focuses on the same couple. I think they all focus on different couples, but I just kind of read the back of this. It's a very short, kind of vague synopsis, but it's about this guy and this girl that have been best friends since kindergarten, and now grown up, he's like super hot. He's the biggest player in their small town of Honey Mountain. And I guess they end up hooking up or something. They hook up one night. She makes him an offer he can't refuse, and I guess I think it's kind of one of those like practice books. Like, I think he's like showing her what she's missing, like teaching her how to get down and dirty, and I assume it's like a no strings attached thing that turns real messy real fast. I don't know, but again, like I said, the reviews on this were crazy. Like, people were loving it. So I'm definitely excited to check it out. I'm definitely excited to own the rest of these beautiful covers once I get to this series, but yeah. Okay, bringing it back to my friend Morgan, this is a book that she read in December that we always send each other voice notes of like the things that we're reading, and when we're obsessed with a book, we're like, girl, you need to add this to your TBR. Like, we constantly talk about books, but when she was reading this book, she was losing her mind. Like, she was like, Nikki, you need to read this. Like, why is this book not more popular? I don't understand. And she also knows me so well. Like, she knew this was right up my alley. It is called A Deal with the Devil by Elizabeth O'Rourke. It's an enemies to lovers workplace romance. Of course. That's why she knew I had to have it. It's about a man and his assistant, I guess. And she just said the tension and the banter in this story were so good. Like, she just could not put it down. She was so obsessed, like kicking her feet and giggling, and like the tension just built and built and built, and it took like the vast majority of the book before like any spicy stuff happened. But she said like the buildup was just insane, and she's like, you need to have this. And this was another one of those books that had like a disgusting cover with a human on it that we just don't like, but was recently redesigned, and this cover is so freaking cute. And I've literally not seen anybody else talk about it. Like, she is the first person that told me about it. I have not seen it otherwise. So very excited to read this. I just know, like, ever since The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, a workplace romance and office romance, it's just my thing. Like, you seriously cannot beat it. And then lastly, I got a couple of books by Ella Mays. I read To Love Jason Thorne last year. Was that last year? It might have been the year before. Can't even remember. But I loved that book, and since then I bought To Hate Adam Connor. Haven't read it yet. I need to. I don't know why I haven't, but I knew after reading To Love Jason Thorne, I'm like, Ella Mays is an author for me. Like, I need to just read all of her books. And one of her books that was super, super popular was Marriage for One. And everyone was sliding into my DMs, commenting, saying that I needed to read it. But I just have this thing where if there's a human on the cover, I simply can't read it. And I know that's stupid. Like, I know I'm missing out on a lot of good books. And I'm not saying like I never would have read it, but I was just never excited to read it. I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. Well, long story short, Ella Mays announced a few months back that her books were going to be published in the UK, and the UK versions were all going to match. They were all going to match the same style of To Love Jason Thorne and To Hate Adam Connor. So I was officially sold when I saw this version of the book, because the man on the cover, the scary man, he is gone, and we've got cute little cartoon characters, and then the spine perfectly matches To Love Jason Thorne and To Hate Adam Connor. It's shorter by like an inch from those two books, but we're not gonna talk about it. I'll get over that. I ordered this. This is like a Marriage of Convenience book. It's another one of those that I haven't looked into. I don't know all the nitty gritty of it, but I just know people love it, and it's a Marriage of Convenience, and that's all I need to know. I believe kind of like an enemies to lovers situation too. I just know it's gonna be good. I also ordered The Hardest Fall, which hasn't come in yet. I had to wait literally a month for this to come in from Waterstones in the UK, because they only publish them looking like this there, which makes me so sad. I don't know why she can't make them like with this cover in the US, but whatever. I waited the month. I got this book in literally yesterday, and I'm so excited. So The Hardest Fall is coming in somewhat soon, I guess. This is like a football romance. Again, another one that I don't even know what it's about, but people have been loving it and telling me I need to read it, and I trust them. So that was one of my little silly Christmas purchases to myself. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna pay the, you know, £7 shipping or whatever it was, and I'm just gonna get these books. But yeah, guys, that's it. Those are all the books I got. Really, like, not that many at all. Like, just a casual little buy, a little haul. But yeah, I've got a lot of books to read. I've got a lot of things to get to. This month is just gonna be wild. I am so excited to read so many things. I'm in the literal opposite of a reading slump. Like, I can't even decide what I want to read because there's just so many things. And also, I am like on such a high with writing right now. I'm in the process of writing my next novel, Something Rad. It is my 80s enemies to lovers fake dating story, and I'm having so much fun with it. Like, I'm at a good place. It's still a work in progress. I will let you guys know as soon as I know, you know, when it's going to be published. But yeah, just lots of fun things going on. I'm so excited to get into this year. It's already almost the end of January. I cannot believe it. But yeah, guys, if you've read any of these books, I would love to hear your thoughts on them down below. If you have any other recommendations, especially hockey romances, I am always willing to add them to my list. I will never turn away a good book rec. But yeah, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.